Welcome to Mommy Making Millions, the podcast. I'm your hostess, Marquita Deshay, mompreneur mentor, author, and visionary strategist. I help mompreneurs develop balance between their businesses and their babies while attaining generational wealth, simply taking their ideas and helping them to turn it into profitable income. Join me bi-weekly as I put the spotlight on other successful millionaire mompreneurs for them to also share their best business practices and truly unveil what it looks like from the glamorous life to the deep, dark, nitty-gritty life of a mompreneur. All right, Mommy Millionaires, we are back with another episode of Mommy Making Millions, the podcast. I am your host, Marquita Deshay, and today I have one of our Mommy Millionaires heavy hitters in the building. Like, y'all, I'm so excited to, first of all, have this guest here today, like one of the first Mommy Millionaires that I have the honor of interviewing today, Candace, six-figure spy chick, Holyfield. We need to really change that name. I know you've been hearing people say that about you, Candace. You have been phenomenal. I feel like I've actually met you on so many levels physically, but truly, I've only just crossed paths with you virtually. And I'm just so excited to have you here today as one of the first Millionaire Mom guests. So today we just going to kind of just talk about just the nitty gritty of what it looks like to be a real life mompreneur. You cool with that?
Yes, definitely, for sure.
All right. So tell us what you got going on today. Cause I know like we got real life mompreneur in her robe. So tell us what's going on today.
Yes, so I actually just came back from out the country. The month of January was just full for me. I'm on a mission to make $1 million in 90 days. So my schedule is like basically what it would take me a year to do. I scrunched it up in 90 days. So my schedule is just jam packed for 90 days. And of course I do make a lot of money online as well, but I make a lot of money offline too. So that's why I'm in my robe, y'all, because I'm just exhausted. I told her, I was like, girl, I cannot put no clothes on right now. I am tired. And also in my business, I have this a day where I call it a CEO day. And it's a day where I'm off, where I can stay in the bed all day if I want to. I can make money from the bed. I'm checking my back office. I'm doing I've been on conference calls this morning since 8 o'clock. You probably like my sixth call for today. So that's why I'm in a robe. So I definitely want to give you guys a disclaimer. And if you see any of my other videos, I got my makeup done, I got clothes on, but just keeping it real with everybody. I did not have the energy today to put any clothes on, and I didn't want to reschedule the date. So I do want you guys to know that you can be a mommy making millions right from your bed with your robe on and still be just as impactful and powerful. So of course we have our international Airbnb classes going on. It's about to be Valentine's Day, so we got our Chicks with Trucks, our second year doing the Black Love, Black Business, where you learn how to do trucking and Airbnb and business credit. And then, of course, I have my main thing going on with the Six Figure Spot Chick, my Spa Expo year number 4. And that's a 9-month mentorship for spa, beauty, health, and wellness professionals. And everything is about marketing, branding, and financial.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I like what you said pretty much about number one. Let's talk about I'm a real mom. This is everything that I got going on. I'm still getting money from the bed. And I think that there's a narrative out there that us as mompreneurs, we show up and we just look glamorous every day. And that is not the case. And today, usually Mondays are my days where I just kind of sit back, reflect, see what's going on around the house. And just like you said, check the back office. But I think people really need to identify what that truly looks like to be a mommy millionaire. Today, I'm just in my role being a regular mom boss. So thank you for sharing that. And then you got all this other stuff going on. How do you balance that, like with your children on a day to day?
And that's a really good question too. Shout out to all the moms and shout out to everybody who, you're being a mom. Some people still had a 9-to-5 job and then they got their business. A lot of people I know they in school as well. So, that's a lot. So for me, I balance everything. I have a calendar every month. So if it's not on my calendar, it is not happening. So I have a calendar. I make sure I put in family time, where we're going out to eat, or maybe, me and my daughter watch a movie. And then I have a son too. He's a middle child. So, it's just a day when just me and him go out. So I just like, it's the last day of the month. So for me, it's February, my CEO today. I'm making sure everything is in place for the month. I made sure I got a trip for the kids. I'm gonna be working with my husband coming, so the kids coming with us. I put a trip for them. I put a day, that after I work, I'm gonna spend time with the kids and my husband. So it's just all on my calendar. And so that way it helps me not to be as overwhelmed. And I'm making sure I think about all of the things that are super important, and I'm making sure I make them a priority on my calendar throughout the month. And not to mention, I don't do services anymore. So that's another good way that I'm able to balance. Like most people who have a spa, they still work in the spa and they're trying to do, their other things. So by me freeing myself from the spa, that gives me more time, to do what I'm doing now, or do my trips, or do customer service. Even though I have a team too, I'm still very hands-on on my business. So pretty much it's my calendar. And my calendar is what keeps me. Every month I make sure I put some family time on my calendar every single month. So if I get in town, I'm making sure me and the kids go get some ice cream, or I'm making sure we just have a popcorn and movie night. And of course I do a lot of travel, so I make sure they go somewhere with me, at least once a month and things like that. So that's how I stay balanced with doing all the things that I do.
Woo, okay, that sounds like a plan to me. I know I'm an advocate of putting things on your calendar, writing it down, adding it to the to-do list. And like you said, if it's not written down, it's not getting done. So that definitely helps to keep me organized. And hopefully the other moms out there is taking note of that, Jim. One thing that you said though that really stood out to me was the ability to just build a team, right? But another thing that you said to your viewers online was at one point you moved from Memphis to Atlanta, right? And you said you were I don't know how you worded it, but a functioning dysfunctional person, something like that. And I really I understood what you were saying because I've been there. As a single mom at the time, moving from Memphis to Atlanta, how did you starve your distractions to help build your success? Because I know for me, I was on live today with some of my community people. And one of the things I talked about with them was basically, building strategies and things like that. And people believe just because they don't financially have the money, right, to build success, that they can't be successful. So as a single mom, you built your success. You left everything, right? You talked about how you went to your cousin's house and your cousin didn't open the door. Like I sat there, and it's a lot of things about you that I was very particular about bringing you on this show, because I think what you went through is truly inspiration for the next woman, right? Single woman, mompreneur that's out there really trying to get it. So how did you starve your distractions during that season to build your success?
No, that's amazing. And what I said I was functioning while in depression. Because a lot of people, when they get in depression, it's over. They can't think. They're not getting out the bed. They're not doing anything. And I was like in the guts of a depression, but I was still functioning. And so at the moment, I didn't have any distractions. I didn't have anything. My husband, we wasn't together. I moved to I didn't have anything to distract me. And all I knew is I gotta go. I gotta go let people see me. I gotta go meet people. And that's all I knew from before. And so I was in a depression. I was broke, sleeping on the floor, didn't have a car, couldn't feed my kids, but I was functioning every day. I would get up, post on Instagram. I was going to events. I was going to an event every day. So I was functioning in the middle of my depression because all I know how to do is work. I don't know how to just, even with now, me being successful as I am, like me telling you, hey, I want to make $1 million in 90 days and I'm running all around the world. I don't know how to do nothing but work. And so that's why I said, hey, let me make $1 million in 90 days. And so I could chill just the rest of the year. I still will make more money. But me having $1 million solidified, it eases up the pressure on me for the rest of the year. And so it really, no distractions at all. Like I didn't have any distraction. I was broke. So I didn't have anything distracting me anyway. So all I know how to do is go work and get what I want. And so that's what I did in the gut of the depression.
So all you know is hustle. That's in your DNA. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for that. So the next, I guess, lane that I kind of want to go in with this is just mentorship. And like you said, you went to events, right? Why was that so important? Because I'm tired of telling the women out here that y'all need to put yourself in position to win. Y'all need to get in the room. They ain't hearing it from me, right? Because I ain't hear my millionaire status yet. So let them hear from a big boss why it's important to put themselves in position and get into these rooms.
And also I want to make sure everybody knows too, of course, when I was doing this, it wasn't the pandemic hadn't happened yet. So a lot of people, that's their excuse for why they can't do nothing because it is the pandemic. And so we definitely want to respect their concerns about the pandemic. But for me, even now with the pandemic, I was just on IG Live. I'm like, I take a COVID test every single week. Like I still travel every single week. I'm making sure I protect myself. But at that moment, I was in a new city. No one, they didn't know me, and I didn't have my audience built up enough on Instagram to only just post. And that's another gem for the people who listen. A lot of people feel like, oh, I'm posting on Instagram. They feel like that's enough because we see so many people who are successful. But that I knew that wasn't enough for me. So every day I would go if you live in Atlanta, you can go to an event every day that's like gonna be good. So I would just find free events, by the way, because I ain't have any money. So all these events was free. I would just find events. I would go on Eventbrite. I would look under Event Planner. I would look under ATL DJs. I would look under ATL Business. And I would just find events every day. And I would just go to the events, meet people. At that time, I was giving out free massages to people, letting them try me out. And that's how I got booked. Because even if the massage is free, they'll tip me $50 or they'll tip me $100. So I was still making money. I did it free that first time. And then after that, of course, they liked it. And then they booked me again. They kept me like in their inner circle. And that's how I started like getting booked up. And in addition to that, I started going back home to Memphis too. But that wasn't until a year and a half later when I started back going to Memphis.
Got it. I like the fact that you said, I did this free. I was confident in my services. I knew I could not only just deliver, but I could over deliver. And then not only that, it was almost like you was just hungry, right? Hungry for it. I know this gotta work, right? I'm going to where the people are, right? I cannot just sit there, be dormant and allow life to happen. My kids need me. I think at one point you talked about how one day you just realized like, okay, how I'm gonna feed my kids, And I think that so many women out here, they get to the point to whereas they stay stagnant because they have this crutch of food stamps out there. They have this crutch of unemployment or this crutch of a job out there. And so they're settling. Why not just settle? Why not settle? Right. So I know you was a hustler, so we're not even gonna answer that. Like food, that just wasn't even really a real question, just more so rhetorical. But so let's talk about business credit because I know you love talking about business credit. And at what point did you realize that was really just changing the game for you?
I realized because I didn't have I wanted to be this big boss, I didn't know I would be this big of a boss, but I knew I wanted to like just be somebody. And so I didn't have the money to do all the things that I should do just for my business and just for my kids. And so when I started getting big, and keep in mind, I got business credit by default. I wasn't even trying to get it. I got it by default because I was, I started making a little money through my PayPal. And that was my first taste of, working capital business. And so when I got it, and my first one was little, it was only $4,500, but that $4,500 helped me tremendously. And so that one little taste of just having extra money to flip, to grow your business, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. And so I just kept at it, and every time I would get that money, it would put me further along in my business because most entrepreneurs, they're taking their everyday money. One of my mentors, I can't remember who it was, but he said, never run your business out your purse. And so most entrepreneurs are running their business out of their purse. Let's say they got a 9-to-5 job or a corporate job. They're using that money to pay for the business. They should do that, but it just don't be enough to go around. It just don't be enough to make it happen how we want it to happen, or it's not enough for us to lunch how we want to lunch. And so that business credit, I call it wiggle room. It just gives us wiggle room. Somebody called me, sorry. But it gives us wiggle room to be able to do other things and to do them faster, bigger, and easier. So that's why I love the business credit so much.
Awesome. What you currently reading at this point? Because I know you were reading everybody, what is it? Everybody Should Be a Millionaire, or everybody, what I know I picked that book up as well.
Yeah, that's how We All Should Be Billionaires by Rachel Rodgers. I feel like all the millionaire mummies who are gonna be on here, I want everybody to go get that book. Her name is Rachel Rodgers. It's on Amazon. It's called We All Should Be Millionaires. And just from a woman's perspective, like something, I don't need it, but some women, they need somebody to tell them, you can do this. They
Mm-hmm.
need somebody to get them a blueprint. They need somebody to come and inspire them. And that book is lit. I already read that whole book. I'm actually reading a new book this month. I'm actually reading a Will Smith book. It's called Will. So that's the book that I'm reading this particular month. I order 4 books, y'all, every single month. I tell everybody I have more books than I have shoes. So every single month, I order 4 new books. This way, my mind will never stop expanding. This way, my cash flow. Will Smith is a genius. He's been a
Mm-hmm.
man. He's been in business for a long time. So, me and my daughter. Remember, I just told you about the calendar. So
Mm-hmm.
once a month, me and my daughter, we have a day at Barnes and Noble. And guess how long we stay in Barnes and Noble, me and my daughter?
How long?
3 to 4 hours.
Wow. I was gonna say at least an hour. I was gonna say at least an hour.
Three, because the one in Atlanta, it has like pizza, sandwiches. Girl, we get books, we sit down, read them, go put them back, go get another one. We be taking pictures. And then we ready to go. We just get all the books we want to buy and we go check out. So we have a 3 to 4 hour mommy and me day every single month at Barnes and Noble. And we stay there for about 3, 4 hours every single month.
Gotcha. So last two questions, because I know the big boss got to get on out of here, right? One of the things I know, I'm a married woman as well. How do you make time for the husband, right? Right? We talked about family time. We're talking about time with your husband. And then we're going to shift gears and talk about just, or you can even answer this question 2 in 1. Let's just do it that way. How do you make time, that intimate time that's needed for your husband? Because I know me, I'm always got my phone in my hand. I always got my computer in my hand. I'm always on social media. Then I got my husband looking at me sideways after I done dealt with the kids. And then how do you make time for you as a spa boss, right? How do you pour that self-care and self-preservation back into you? I know you talked about books and different things like that, but holistically, truly, how do you pour back into Candace?
No, that's amazing. So the same thing goes with my husband. He drives trucks and I travel for work. So we don't see each other until the weekends. And sometimes we may only see each other once or twice out the month. Because I am so busy. So this why this year, 2022, I'm like Q1, let's go all in. So I can have the rest of the year with my husband, with my kids. And it's the same thing as well. Like I'm going to Vegas. So he's coming with me to Vegas. The day I go to Jacksonville, him and the kids coming to Jacksonville. So we have to mix both. We have to mix business with pleasure together. So he's coming on some of those trips. And so this particular month, we seen each other 3 weekends in a row. So we were just so excited. I was like, oh my
Promise.
gosh, you got me for 3 weekends in a row. Cause it normally don't happen like that. And so now I'm just shifting my schedule to be more present with my kids and with my husband. And as far as me for self-care, to be honest, I never put myself first. That's another reason why this particular season, I'm like, no, $1 million first 90 days. So I can go to the spa every day if I want to. I can, of course, I'm going to read books and do personal development. I just do that anyway, but I need more time for myself. I need time where I'm just by myself, like he's at work and the kids at school. I just got time by myself to just chill. Like today, I was by myself, but I've been on my computer all day and I'm doing meetings with you. And so it was no time for myself today. So that's why moving forward after March, I'm gonna have those days where I just got time for myself where I do nothing. It's no meetings, there's no calls. If I want to read a book, I want to take a long bath, I want to go to the spa for 4 hours. I will have more time to be able to do that, but it won't happen until after Q1. So I got that on my list as well to just take better care. And of course I take like green supplements every day. I do things like that. Like we're doing a challenge, who lose the most weight, and we're not eating beef, pork, chicken, no fried foods for 2 weeks. So I'm doing things like that, but I definitely want to have just more time for me when it's not even work related. Like I'm not on my phone, I'm not on IG all day, so I'm adding things like that into my schedule as well. But it won't be until Q2 though. Just to be honest with everybody and be transparent as possible, it's not happening till April.
Got it. So leaving out and closing out, we do these things called mini mommy moments, and I can definitely assure you that I'm sure you probably had a few of them and you just didn't even realize it. So mini mommy moments are moments where you're either in the car, transitioning, in the shower. Sometimes is even where I get mine, where it's no kids, no husband, no work, nothing. Even though you're thinking about everything, but it's just a moment to just inhale, exhale, and then now I can continue on my day. What part of your day do you think that's when you can actually have a mini mommy moment, or when you see yourself having mini mommy moments?
No, that's so good. And so when I had those mini mommy moments, like if I get up and take my kids to school, so one of my kids is bigger than the other one, so his school is at another time. So I would take the little kids to school. I would come back, and it's like a 30 to 45 minute time frame from taking my big son to school. I sit in the car. I don't even come in the house.
Yep.
So I sit in the car for like 30, 40 minutes just by myself. And of course I'm on my phone because I'm always on my phone. But those are like my mini moments. Or sometimes I would maybe go somewhere. I'll come home. I'm sitting in the car for 30 minutes, 45 minutes before I ever come into the house. So that's when I have my little mini moments. Or if I'm at the country, and once I turn down for the night and I go in my hotel room by myself. And that's also, y'all, why I'm out the country so much. Because most of the time I'm at the country, my phone don't work. And so that's really the only time for me to get some rest. Because if my phone is working and I got Wi-Fi, I'm going to be on my phone. And so I'm out the country so much because that's really the only time I have to have those mini moments and just time to myself. Like I was just in Colombia, Wi-Fi was horrible. So I was able to just have time to myself. Don't think about nothing, just chill for hours on hours, once we turn down for the night. So, but the car one is the most common one that I have more frequently than the other ones for sure.
Right, definitely. I'm definitely a mini mommy moment in the car too. So Candace, thank you. This has been phenomenal. I am sure we're gonna cross paths somewhere physically, but for now, I just thank you for allowing me to have you as a guest on this show. I think it's very humbling for you to just kind of look back at another entrepreneur trying to come up and just say, you know what, I will do this. And a lot of millionaires or people of your stature, they don't take the opportunity to just kind of give back. So much success to you, blessings, and just catch you right on a millionaire mission next time. So thank you, moms, for listening. And until next time, stay tuned.